Welcome to World History Notes. I'm reading from a book I wrote to teach homeschoolers called A Bible Believer Looks at World History, which you can find on lulu.com, amazon.com, or the Bible Baptist Bookstore. Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about the Hyksos invasion of Egypt and how it relates to Joseph. At this point, it might be worth mentioning an important event in Egyptian history, the invasion by the Hyksos, or the Shepherd Kings. Durant says that Hyksos were just one of a series of nomadic peoples that conquered Egypt and were changed by the wealth and easy living of the conquered. And then when they lost their tough barbaric edge, they were defeated themselves. The Hyksos ended the Middle Kingdom era of Egyptian history. His statement that the Hyksos probably introduced the horse to Egypt is absurd on its face, as if the Egyptians had no prior contact with other Asian people or animals. Snell defines the period of the domination by the shepherd kings. We'll see later in Joseph's time, the common Egyptian detested shepherds, while the ruling class welcomed them, as the second intermediate period, and dates it between 1786 BC and 1558 BC. Usher, quoting ancient historian Eusebius, quoting even more ancient historian Manetho, has them being defeated and leaving Egypt at least 30 years before the events of Genesis 26, while Dr. Floyd Jones has the Pharaoh who embraced Joseph later as being one of these Hyksos. As in the case of all conquerors or those who enslave others, the conqueror or enslaver usually adopts the culture of the conquered or the slave before the tables are turned. Bienkowski and Millard state that the Hyksos ruled the 15th dynasty between 1650 and 1550 BC. Usher has them expelled in 1825 BC. Remember, barring any definitive dating that is not arguable or evidence which is subject to interpretation and controversy, we can only conclude that the events described in this part of Genesis are occurring in the first half of the second millennium before Christ, somewhere between 1500 and 2000 BC. The word Hyksos is a Greek derivation of an Egyptian phrase meaning rulers of foreign lands. I assure you, the Hyksos did not call themselves Hyksos. That's something we've given them. So we're going to talk next week, whenever I do this again, moving on past Jacob and Rebekah's deception of Isaac and Esau, and Jacob and the ladder of heaven, all that. We're going to talk about Joseph, and a few things I want to say about that. So we'll take that up next time. And I enjoyed doing this. I hope you get something out of it. Even if you don't agree with things I say, dig into history, look it up, study it, get several sources, primary sources if possible. Read historians you can trust. You know, they say we don't live in the age of information anymore. We live in the age of trust. So all that matters really is, do you trust the person that's telling you something? That's what I've heard. Anyway, have a great day. We'll talk to you next time.